And now we have the women's 800 meters, 3 semi-finals. So here's the women just getting ready for that first one. First 2 in each, 2 more on times to the semi-finals. As Steve has told you before, the big favourite for the event, Eunice Som. She'll be going later. She's got the world lead at 1:56.99. Set a month and a half ago. World record stood to Jarmila Kratochvili for a long time now. Arafi of Morocco, Enaoui of Poland, Buchel of Switzerland, Meadows, Great Britain, Coleman, Germany, Martinez, USA, Lupu, Ukraine, and Semenya, South Africa. On the inside here, Arafi, who was former African champion at 1,500 meters. Stepping down in distance here to 2:00.37 personal best, which she set this year. She also ran in the 1,500, as indeed did Enaoui. So the first two there have doubling up here in these championships. Small figure from Poland. Winner of the 3,000 meters at the European Team Championships this year, so she's got a good range. Selina Buchel of Switzerland proved to 1:57.95 this year, Swiss record, having been never having beaten 2 minutes before this season. Jennifer Meadows, former European indoor champion, 1:57.93, her personal best. 34 years of age now, done well to make these semi-finals. And this is a young lady who's improving quite fast, Fabienne Coleman for Germany, 3rd in the World University Games, and then the German champion, and a massive improvement on her best to 1:58.37. Brenda Martinez of the United States was 2nd in the US Championships. She was the bronze medalist from 2 years ago in Berlin. Studied at the University of California. And we've got Natalia Lupu, who won the European indoor title 2 years ago. And there's another a finalist from 2 years ago. She was 7th in Moscow. And Casta Semenya, who was a slightly controversial world champion in 2009. And she went on to world and Olympic silver medalist in 2011 and 2012. And has suddenly got back to top form this year. With a 1:59.59, her quickest for a couple of years. So the first heat, women's 800 meters, 2 to go through to the final. So fascinating to see how this one will be run. Martinez in 7. Buchel has also shown her credentials this year. And Buchel looks to have gone off pretty hard in the red vest there of Switzerland. Steve?
Yeah, Buchel's gone off hard. Lupo coming across the track now, and on the inside there, Jennifer Meadows coming through for Great Britain. So they've gone off hard. Let's see what the 200 meters is. Coming through to it about now, it's about 28 or 28, it's 56 pace if they keep that going. And it looks as if Buchel's trying to do just that. She's not easing off. Meadows just behind her, Lupo in 3rd, and then Semenya in 4th.
Yeah, that's the order. Buchel pushing it hard around this first lap. But she has been in very impressive form this year, and she's strong. And Meadows, who likes to front run herself, being tracked by Lupu. Coleman just taking a little closer order. The German now coming up into 3rd. Big gap now back to Semenya, who's fading a bit, with Arafi and Martinez behind her. 58.68 first lap.
Yeah, that's good. But not only is it good, but she's working hard too, Buchel. She's not slowing down. And in fact, she's moving away. They're going to have to start reacting to this, because this sort of woman is capable of running all the way at this sort of pace. Meadows just behind, struggling a little bit now as you see Coleman of Germany come past. These two maybe are the 1 and 2 to go through by right, but the others are challenging.
Well, Semenya right at the back of the field. There's something like 15, 20 meters now between first and last, and Buchel so strong, 1:28.6 at 600 meters. But now look at the way Coleman's coming up too. Just 2 short to go through. This is a big finish here.
It's Lupu coming
it's
hard
Lupu,
on the
yes,
outside,
Coleman
Peter.
on the outside, in the inside rather. It is indeed. But Buchel's still strong, being challenged by Lupu. Lupu just edging ahead maybe, but fighting back on the inside. Buchel, and look at the finish of Arafi as well. Oh, almost line abreast. I think Arafi got it from Lupu, and Buchel shaded back into 3rd place there.
Well, the drama there is that Selina Buchel, who's been brilliant this season, will now have to wait to see if she goes through as the fastest loser. She'll be comfortably inside 2 minutes, but what a well-judged moment that was, coming through late for the win.
Well, Buchel there holding her hands to her head in disbelief that she didn't go through. It all happened in the last 10 metres or so. I think she will go through. I think she's run a hard race there. But I don't think there'll be many that's going to run faster than that to qualify, Peter.
No, 1:58.63, that's a terrific time. But Arafi had never broken 2 minutes before.
Well, she came really hard on that last 100 metres or so, coming past everybody. You can see the shock and delight on her face. She can't believe it. There's Buchel. She did as much as she could. She almost front-run as a 1:58. Here we go. Buchel is trying hard here.
But this is the moment Lupu really comes hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, Lupu around that last bend really stormed through. I think at this stage Buchel realised she was in trouble because she wasn't clear. Lupu, though, was working hard. Here you see Arafi. She's got 5 or 6 metres to make up here, but look at the speed that she comes over this last 20 metres. They're starting to tire, obviously. Buchel has worked hard all the way through. Lupu thinks she's got it on the line, but coming through in the last, 4 strides? There you go. Arafi snatches it from Lupu.
Well, surely the Swiss woman would be unlucky if 1:58.61 wasn't enough to go through as the fastest loser, although there's huge talent in the other 2 semi-finals.
Well, it'll take something very special to knock her out.
There's the photo finish. Hard to really look at that without giving some compliment to the woman there, Arafi.
But here's that finish, and the driving finish from Arafi takes her to a personal best and a win there in 1:58.55. Lupu 1:58.57. Buchel 1:58.63. Coleman 1:59.42.
Now to the second semi-final of the women's 800 metres. Another race absolutely loaded with talent. Rosemary Almanza is the second fastest athlete in the world this year from Cuba. Renelle Lameau has had a cracking season, the French woman. And there are a whole host of other women capable of running inside 2 minutes. Shalena Oskin-Clark, second in the UK Championships, came through as a fastest loser. She's got raw speed, though, former English Schools 400-metre champion. And she might need to produce that on the second lap. The pace in the first semi-final was so fast that the fastest losers, if they're to come from this, will have to run inside 2 minutes. Fiona Benson's broken the big barrier this year. National champion from Canada. She was great in qualification, looked really aware tactically. Renelle Lameau. She's had a cracking season. European under-23 gold medalist this year. Made the semis of the European Championships last year. And Rosemary Almanza, 1:57.7. A semi-finalist in the London Olympics and in Moscow. She's taken a step up in class, though, this year. Can she deliver once again? Angie Petty, World Student Games gold medalist. Another athlete to have cracked the 2-minute barrier this season. Molly Beckwith-Huddle missed out on automatic qualification from the Americans by 0.04 of a second, but A.G. Wilson is injured and her loss is Beckwith's gain. Christina Herring, European under-23 bronze medalist, second in the German Championships. And on the outside, Olha Liakova, fifth in the European indoors a couple of years ago. A PB, yet another sub-2 minutes to qualify for the semis. Oskin-Clark, Great Britain. Benson, Canada. Lameau, France. Almanza there, Cuba. Petty, New Zealand. Beckwith, USA. Herring, Germany. Liakova, Ukraine. So the pace in the first semi-final was brutal. Only the first 2 guaranteed to advance. And even the fastest losers have got to run inside 1:59 plus change if they're to stand any chance. Looks as though
it's Lameau at the moment taking them through fast, Rob. So we're going to see the time around about the 200-metre mark. I think it's going to be a little bit faster than the first heat. They really are running hard. 47.48.
Yes, 27.48. So they're on course for a quicker first lap. Lameau, the French woman, has everybody queuing up on her shoulder. And Almanza wide on the outside, the Cuban. Beckwith Ludlow, she's got herself in the right position to cover any breaks. So Lemo is first, Beckwith Ludlow in second place. Oscar and Clark tucked in on the inside, and Almanza, the fastest in the field on paper, on the outside, 58.5. Now the burn-up will begin.
Well, it's fast. They've got to keep it going, though. That previous heat was run, the third 200 was run pretty fast as well. So if they can keep this rhythm going, this is going to be another very fast semi-final.
Well,
Lemo is really pouring it on down the back straight. She's got to keep herself ahead of this chase group right now after all this work.
So, Lemo has led from start, but will she still be there at the finish? She's driving on. Almanza is beginning to go backwards here. Remember, she's the second fastest athlete in the world this year. Now she's trying to come wide on the outside. Good run from Benson, the Canadian, and also the Ukrainian Lakova trying to come on the outside. Almanza's going backwards. Lemo, Oscar Clark trying to find a way through on the inside. Lyakova coming wide. It's a mirror finish from the first semi-final. Is there going to be a dip? Oscar Clark takes it. Lemo in second, and Lyakova, well, she is in the mix for a fastest loser spot, and once again, a top quality semi-final. All the first three, well inside 2 minutes. The final's going to be some tear-up.
What a massive personal best by Oscar Clark there. Really fantastic performance from her. She did everything right. She waited, and the gap opened up. That's what you have to do. You have to be patient at 800 metres, and it paid off.
Well, what a finish from the Briton, Oscar Clark, given the same time as Lemo. Personal bests for both. Lyakova, at the moment, is in a fastest loser spot, but there'll be no place in the final for Angela Petty, despite running 1:59.
Third semi-final now underway. The lineup again is loaded, really, and you'd expect it. There's Yunus Sum, the defending champion, going in 5. Also one of the very good favourites, Sifan Hassan, goes in 6. Asamova there. And Lindsay Sharp, perhaps the only person to beat Yunus Sum some time back, though, in 2014 in Brussels. Since then, Yunus Sum's been unbeaten all through this season. Well, let's go through the lineup. Malika Akawi of Morocco, the 2013 Mediterranean champion. On her outside, Lucia Krokova, Slovak record holder at the 1,000, 1,500 metres, and she was the finest at the 2012 London Games. And then the Commonwealth silver medalist, European silver medalist, Lindsay Sharp of Great Britain, third quickest ever when she ran that 1:58.98 for Great Britain here in lane 4. Then the great defending champion, Yunus Sum, as I said before, has not been beaten this year. She's won all the Diamond Leagues, and she won the Kenyan trials as well. On her outside, though, she's got a little bit of a problem because this woman is very good indeed. Sifan Hassan, formerly from Ethiopia, moved to the Netherlands in 2008. European champion at this distance. Going on the outside of her, Asamova of Belarus. 9th in Paris, though. So maybe not in the sort of form that she wants to be, but she's coming in now to the semi-finals and is in with a chance of making the top 2 through to the next round. Third in the European Championships, Jona Josvik. Very fast finisher, this woman, if it's a slow race. I don't think it will. We just saw the last 2 semi-finals, very fast indeed. And making up the field on the outside, Melissa Bishop, the Pan-American champion from Canada. So the lineup again, Akawi of Morocco, Krokova, Slovak Republic, Sharp, Great Britain, Sum, Kenya, Hassan, Netherlands, Asamova of Belarus, Josvik of Poland, and Bishop of Canada. Just 2 to go through by right to the final. Very fast first 2 semi-finals already. It looks as if Lindsay Sharp has gone off hard just on the inside of Sum, but Sum now striding out, stretching everybody out, in fact. Eunice Sum has decided that it's going to be a fast race, and luckily Lindsay Sharp has decided to go with her. The others have got a lot of catching up to do just to the 200-metre mark.
Well, what a declaration of intent from the defending champion. Now they begin to close. 27.1 for the first 200 metres. Sum just staying out of trouble. Sharp is in second place. Bishop trying to get in position on the outside, and this looks a little too quick for Hassan at the moment, but it's a loaded field, this one. There's a long way to go, and incidentally, anyone who fancies a fastest loser spot in this race will have to run inside 1:59. The standard in these semi-finals has been fantastic.
Well, there's the bout, and it's very quick. 57.31. Eunice Sum is pushing hard, just on her outside though. Lindsay Sharp also running well. Asamova is tucked in on the inside in third. Remember, just 2 to qualify at the moment. Sharp is running well. She's holding Sim at the moment. The defending world champion is holding the inside lane. She can do that. She can keep moving hard.
And look at Hassan trying to find a way through. She's in fifth at the moment. She moved wide, but she's not making inroads. She's desperately trying to close the gap. Sum leading from start to finish. Lindsay Sharp in second. Arzamazova, the European champion, is poised on the outside, and Bishop trapped on the inside a little bit at the moment, as Hassan in fifth is desperately battling to get on the mix.
Well, Sum is really working hard out in front. She's looking over her shoulder, and it's going to be close. It's going to be very close indeed. Asamasova's coming through. Bishop is there. Sum is winding it up, but she's not going away. Bishop is closing. Asamasova is closing. They're going to go through the line together, and it's going to be a photo finish to separate those three. I think Asamasova may have just got it. We'll have to wait and see.
But the speed of that semi-final, 1:57.51. All three who went through the line together will go through, because one of them will get a fastest loser spot. But Sum, well, that may be, albeit a semi-final, that could end up being her first defeat in a very, very long time. Bishop's been given the nod with a new national record. What a way to qualify for the final.
Well, what a great run from her. National record. Asamasova just behind by 0.02 of a second.
Women's 800-metre semi-finals, times that were just being produced left, right and centre, particularly by Melissa Bishop there from Canada.
Yeah, winning time there is a national record as well. 1:57.52. There you go again. Asamova just behind, and Eunice Sum qualifying really with that time of 1:57.56. The world champion just getting through as one of these fastest of the qualifiers.